Before you spend another quarter, stop and check your pocket change. Some ordinary-looking Washington quarters from 1969 to 1987 are worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars to collectors. These ultra-rare coins are hiding in everyday circulation, and one of them could be sitting in your coin jar right now. In this video, we reveal the top 5 rare Washington quarters you need to look for before they disappear forever. Let's get started and see if you're holding a small fortune. 1969 George Washington Quarter Dollar Coin. The 1969 George Washington quarter stands at a fascinating point in American coinage history, a time when the United States Mint was still adjusting to one of the biggest transitions it had ever made. Just a few years earlier, in 1965, the Mint had removed silver from circulating quarters, shifting to the copper-nickel-clad composition we still see today. By 1969, this new composition had fully taken hold, but the effects of that transition were still being felt in production quality, collector perception, and overall availability. This coin carries the familiar Washington quarter design that had been in use since 1932. On the obverse, George Washington's left-facing portrait dominates the field, a design created by John Flanagan based on a sculptural bust by Jean-Antoine Houdon. Above the portrait sits the word Liberty, while I in God We Trust appears to the left, and the date 1969 is placed to the right. The reverse features the classic heraldic eagle, wings fully spread, clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing both military strength and the pursuit of peace. United States of America is inscribed above the eagle, with quarter dollar below. Unlike later coins that clearly display mint marks, the 1969 quarter comes from multiple mints, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with Philadelphia coins notably lacking a mint mark. This absence can sometimes confuse newer collectors, but it also adds an element of intrigue, especially when identifying varieties. The mintage for 1969 quarters was substantial, with hundreds of millions produced across all mints. This high production number means that in circulated condition, most 1969 quarters are only worth their face value. They are still commonly found in circulation today, often showing moderate to heavy wear from decades of use. However, the real value of the 1969 quarter begins to emerge when you examine coins in higher grades. Uncirculated examples, particularly those graded MS-65 and above, are far less common than the mintage might suggest. This is largely due to the mint's production practices during the late 1960s, when speed and volume were prioritized over precision and quality. As a result, many coins from this era exhibit weak strikes, surface marks, and inconsistent luster. A 1969 quarter in MS-65 condition might sell for $10 to $20, depending on eye appeal, but as you move into MS-66 and MS-67 territory, values increase significantly. Coins graded MS-67 can reach $100 to $300, especially if they display strong luster and minimal contact marks. At the very top end, MS-67 Plus and MS-68 examples are extremely rare and can command prices well into the hundreds or even over $1,000 at auction. One of the key factors driving value in the 1969 quarter is strike quality. Many coins from this year show softness in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. Collectors actively seek out examples with sharp, well-defined details, as these are much harder to find. Luster is another critical component, with bright, original surfaces adding considerable appeal and value. Error coins from 1969 are a major area of interest and can significantly increase a coin's worth. Off-center strikes are among the most visually striking errors, occurring when the coin blank is not properly aligned during the minting process. Depending on how far off-center the strike is, these coins can sell for $50 to several $100s. Double die errors are another highly sought-after category. These occur when the die used to strike the coin has a misalignment during its creation, resulting in doubled images on the coin. Collectors often look for doubling in the lettering, particularly in Liberty and I in God We Trust. Confirmed double die examples can command strong premiums, especially if the doubling is clearly visible. Clipped planchet errors are also found in 1969 quarters. These occur when the metal strip used to create coin blanks is improperly cut, leaving a portion missing. The resulting curved clip is a distinctive feature that collectors recognize immediately. Depending on the size and condition, these coins can be worth $75 to $250 or more. Another fascinating error type includes strike-through errors, where debris or foreign material interferes with the striking process, leaving unusual marks or missing details on the coin's surface. These errors are unique and often highly collectible, with values varying based on the severity and visual impact. Collector interest in the 1969 quarter has grown steadily over time, particularly as more people recognize the significance of coins from the transitional period following the removal of silver. This historical context adds an extra layer of appeal, as the coin represents a shift in American coinage that continues to influence modern production. What makes the 1969 quarter especially appealing is its accessibility. It can still be found in circulation, coin rolls, and old collections, giving collectors the opportunity to search for valuable examples without a large upfront investment. This combination of availability and potential makes it a favorite among both beginners and experienced numismatists. 1973 George Washington Quarter Dollar Coin. The 1973 George Washington quarter comes from a fascinating era in American coinage, a time when the United States Mint had fully transitioned away from silver and was now deeply entrenched in the production of copper-nickel-clad coins. By this point, the Mint was operating at high capacity, producing hundreds of millions of coins to meet the demands of a growing economy. Yet within that mass production environment, subtle variations and rare high-grade examples were quietly being created. This coin continues the classic Washington quarter design that had been in use since 1932. On the obverse, George Washington's left-facing profile dominates the coin, designed by John Flanagan and inspired by the sculpture of Jean-Antoine Houdon. The word liberty appears boldly above his head, while I in God we trust is positioned to the left, and the date 1973 sits clearly on the right. The reverse features the iconic heraldic eagle, wings fully extended, clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing both readiness for defense and the desire for peace. United States of America arcs above the eagle, with quarter dollar inscribed below. The 1973 quarter was struck at multiple mints, including Philadelphia, which did not use a mint mark at the time, Denver with the D mint mark, and San Francisco, which primarily produced proof coins for collectors. Combined, the mintage reached into the hundreds of millions, making the coin extremely common in circulated condition. In everyday use, most 1973 quarters show clear signs of wear. The high points of Washington's hair are often flattened, the eagle's feathers lose their detail, and the overall surface becomes dull from decades of handling. These circulated examples typically hold only face value, but the story changes dramatically when you begin to examine coins that have been preserved in higher grades. Uncirculated 1973 quarters are far less common than the mintage suggests. Coins graded MS-65 may sell for $10 to $20 depending on luster and eye appeal. As you move into MS-66 and MS-67 territory, the population drops sharply and values increase significantly. MS-67 examples can bring $150 to $400, especially if they exhibit strong strike quality and original mint luster. At the very top end of the grading scale, MS-67 Plus and MS-68 coins are extremely rare. These coins represent the finest known examples, with nearly flawless surfaces, sharp details, and vibrant luster. When such coins appear at auction, they can command prices ranging from several $100s to well over $1,000, depending on demand and certification. One of the key factors affecting value in the 1973 quarter is strike quality. Many coins from this period suffer from weak strikes, particularly in Washington's hair and the eagle's breast feathers. Collectors actively seek out coins with crisp, well-defined details, as these are much harder to find. Luster also plays a major role, with bright, cartwheel-like surfaces adding significant appeal. Error coins from 1973 are a major area of interest and can dramatically increase value. Off-center strikes are among the most eye-catching errors, occurring when the coin blank is misaligned during striking. These can range from slight misalignments to dramatic examples where a large portion of the design is missing. Depending on severity, These coins can sell for $75 to $300 or more. Double die errors are another highly collectible variety. These occur when the die is misaligned during its creation, resulting in doubled images on the coin. Collectors often examine the lettering and Washington's profile for signs of doubling. Confirmed examples can command strong premiums, especially if the doubling is easily visible. Clipped planchet errors are also found in 1973 quarters. These occur when the metal strip is improperly cut, leaving a portion of the coin missing. The curved clip is a distinctive feature that collectors recognize immediately. Values typically range from $50 to $200 depending on size and condition. Strike-through errors, where debris interferes with the minting process, can create unique patterns or missing details on the coin's surface. These errors are highly individual, making each example unique and desirable to collectors. Collector interest in the 1973 quarter has steadily increased as more people begin to appreciate the nuances of modern coinage. The combination of high mintage, condition rarity, and the potential for errors makes this coin an attractive target for collectors of all levels. The accessibility of the 1973 quarter adds to its appeal. It can still be found in circulation, coin rolls, and old collections, giving collectors the opportunity to search for valuable examples without a significant investment. This treasure hunting aspect keeps the hobby exciting and engaging. 1974 George Washington Quarter Dollar Coin. The 1974 George Washington Quarter continues the story of early clad coinage, representing a period when the United States Mint was refining its production processes while still facing the challenges of mass production. Like the 1973 quarter, it features the same classic design elements that had defined the series for decades. On the obverse, George Washington's portrait remains the central focus, with Liberty above, In God We Trust to the left, and the date 1974 to the right. The reverse once again showcases the heraldic eagle, a design that would remain in use until the introduction of the state quarters program in 1999. The 1974 quarter was struck in large numbers at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with additional proof coins produced in San Francisco. The total mintage reached into the hundreds of millions, making the coin extremely common in circulated condition. Most 1974 quarters found in everyday use show moderate to heavy wear, with flattened details and dull surfaces. These coins typically hold only face value. However, as with the 1973 quarter, the real value emerges when you focus on high-grade examples. Uncirculated 1974 quarters in MS65 condition may sell for $10 to $25, depending on luster and eye appeal. As you move into MS66 and MS67 grades, values increase significantly. MS67 examples can command $200 to $500, particularly if they display strong strike quality and minimal contact marks. At the highest grades, MS67 Plus and MS68 coins are extremely rare. These top-tier examples can sell for $1,000 or more at auction, driven by their scarcity and strong collector demand. Strike quality is a major factor in determining value. Many 1974 quarters exhibit weak details, especially in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. Coins with sharp, well-defined features are much more desirable and command higher premiums. Luster and surface preservation are also critical, with collectors seeking coins that retain their original mint brilliance. Error coins play a significant role in the appeal of the 1974 quarter. One of the most famous varieties associated with this year is the double die obverse, where noticeable doubling can be seen in the lettering and design elements. These coins are highly sought after and can command substantial premiums depending on the strength of the doubling and overall condition. Off-center strikes are also found in 1974 quarters, offering dramatic visual appeal and strong collector interest. Values for these errors typically range from $100 to $300 depending on severity. Clipped planchets, die cracks, and cuds are additional error types that can be found in this year. Die cracks appear as raised lines on the coin's surface, while cuds are larger raised areas caused by chunks of the die breaking away. These errors add character and uniqueness to the coin, making them attractive to collectors. Strike-through errors are also present, creating unusual textures or missing details where debris interfered with the striking process. Each example is unique, adding to its desirability. Collector interest in the 1974 quarter is driven by its combination of accessibility, historical context, and potential for high-grade rarity and errors. As more collectors turn their attention to modern coins, the demand for top-quality examples continues to grow. The 1974 quarter is still widely available in circulation and collections, making it an ideal coin for collectors who enjoy searching for hidden value. The possibility of finding a high-grade example or a rare error keeps the excitement alive. Together, the 1973 and 1974 Washington quarters demonstrate that even the most common coins can hold extraordinary potential. They remind us that value in numismatics is not always obvious, and that careful observation, knowledge, and persistence can uncover treasures hidden in plain sight. And as you continue your journey through coin collecting, remember that every coin you encounter has a story, and sometimes, that story is worth far more than you expect. 1986. D. George Washington Quarter Dollar Coin. The 1986 D. George Washington quarter represents a different chapter in the story of American coinage, one defined by high production volumes, evolving minting technology, and a growing interest in modern coin collecting. Struck at the Denver Mint, this coin carries the familiar Washington quarter design that had become a staple of U.S. currency. On the obverse, George Washington's portrait remains unchanged, with liberty above, "In God We Trust" to the left, and the date 1986 to the right. The D. Mint mark identifies its origin at the Denver Mint. The reverse continues to feature the heraldic eagle, a design that would remain in use until the introduction of the state quarters program in 1999. By 1986, the copper-nickel-clad composition had been in use for over 2 decades, and the Mint had refined its production processes. However, the sheer volume of coins being produced still led to inconsistencies in quality, which plays a significant role in determining the value of these coins today. The Denver Mint produced approximately 504 million quarters in 1986, a massive mintage that suggests the coin is common. And in circulated condition, that is certainly true. Most 1986 D quarters are worth only their face value, showing signs of wear from years of use. But as with many modern coins, the real value lies in high-grade examples. Coins graded MS65 and above begin to show increasing value, with MS65 examples typically selling for a few dollars. As you move into MS66 and MS67, prices can rise significantly, with MS67 coins often selling for $75 to $150 depending on eye appeal and luster. At the highest grades, MS67 Plus and MS68, the rarity becomes pronounced. These coins are extremely difficult to find due to the prevalence of contact marks and strike issues. When such coins appear at auction, they can command prices ranging from several $100s to over $1,000. Strike quality is a major factor in determining value. Many 1986 D quarters exhibit weak details, particularly in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. Coins with strong, sharp strikes are much more desirable and command higher premiums. Luster and surface preservation are also critical, with collectors seeking coins that display original mint brilliance and minimal imperfections. Error coins are a key area of interest for the 1986 D quarter. Off-center strikes are among the most dramatic, with values ranging from $100 to $300 depending on severity. Double die errors, while less common, are also highly sought after. Collectors carefully examine coins for signs of doubling in the lettering and design elements, and confirmed examples can fetch significant premiums. Die cracks and cuds are frequently observed in this year, adding another layer of variety for collectors. These errors occur when the die begins to deteriorate, resulting in raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin's surface. Larger, more pronounced cuds can be particularly valuable. Clipped planchets and strike-through errors also appear in 1986 D quarters, offering additional opportunities for collectors to discover unique and valuable pieces. Each error tells a story about the minting process, making these coins especially appealing to those who appreciate the technical side of numismatics. Collector interest in the 1986 D quarter has grown alongside the broader interest in modern coinage. As more collectors begin to appreciate the nuances of minting and the importance of condition, coins like the 1986 D are gaining recognition for their potential value. The accessibility of this coin adds to its appeal. It can still be found in circulation and coin rolls, providing opportunities for collectors to search for high-grade examples or valuable errors. This treasure hunting aspect keeps the hobby engaging and accessible to a wide audience. The market for modern coins has expanded significantly in recent years, driven by increased awareness, online platforms, and grading services. This has helped elevate the status of coins like the 1986 D quarter, transforming them from everyday currency into collectible items with real value. Ultimately, the 1986 D George Washington quarter serves as a reminder that even the most common coins can hold hidden potential. With the right combination of condition, strike quality, and unique characteristics, a simple quarter can become a valuable addition to a collection. And as you continue exploring the world of coin collecting, remember that every coin has a story waiting to be uncovered. Sometimes, the most ordinary pieces are the ones that surprise you the most. 1987 D George Washington Quarter Dollar Coin. The 1987 D George Washington quarter stands as a fascinating piece of modern American coinage, representing a period when the United States Mint was producing coins in enormous quantities, yet still leaving room for rarity, variation, and collector opportunity. Struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the D Mint mark on the obverse just to the right of Washington's ponytail, this coin carries forward the classic Washington quarter design that had already been in use for over 5 decades by that point. The obverse features the familiar left-facing portrait of George Washington, originally sculpted by John Flanagan. His design, based loosely on a bust by Jean-Antoine Houdon, had become a permanent symbol of American coinage. Above Washington's head is the word liberty, while the phrase "I in God we trust" sits to the left, and the date 1987 appears to the right. The reverse continues the heraldic eagle design, wings spread wide, clutching arrows and olive branches, a visual representation of the nation's strength and desire for peace. United States of America arches above the eagle, while quarter dollar is inscribed below. By 1987, the quarter was struck in a copper-nickel clad composition, consisting of a pure copper core sandwiched between outer layers of copper and nickel. This composition had been in use since 1965, replacing the earlier silver content due to rising metal costs. While this change made coins more economical to produce, it also introduced new challenges in terms of strike quality and long-term preservation, both of which play a crucial role in the value of modern quarters today. The Denver Mint produced approximately 655 million quarters in 1987, a massive mintage that would suggest the coin is extremely common. And in circulated condition, that assumption holds true. Most 1987 D quarters found in everyday change are worth only face value, showing signs of wear such as flattened details, scratches, and dull surfaces. However, as with many modern coins, the real story begins when you look beyond circulation and focus on condition rarity. High-grade examples of the 1987 D quarter are surprisingly difficult to find. Despite the large mintage, coins that have been preserved in near-perfect condition are scarce. This is largely due to the way coins were handled after leaving the mint. Bags of freshly struck coins were often transported and stored in ways that caused contact marks, nicks, and abrasions, preventing many coins from achieving top grades. In mint state condition, particularly grades like MS65 and above, the value begins to rise. An MS65 example might sell for a few dollars, but as you move into MS66 and MS67 territory, prices can increase significantly. Coins graded MS67 are considered premium examples, often displaying strong luster, minimal contact marks, and sharp details. These coins can sell for $50 to $150 depending on eye appeal and market demand. At the very top end, MS67 Plus and MS68 examples are exceptionally rare. These coins represent the finest known specimens, with near-perfect surfaces and outstanding strike quality. When such coins appear at auction, they can command prices ranging from several $100s to over $1,000, depending on certification and collector competition. One of the key factors influencing value is strike quality. Many 1987 D quarters exhibit weak strikes, particularly in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. Coins with strong, well-defined details are much more desirable and command higher premiums. Luster is another critical element. Original mint luster, often described as a cartwheel effect, adds significantly to a coin's visual appeal and value. Error coins are another major area of interest for the 1987 D quarter. Off-center strikes are among the most visually dramatic errors, occurring when the coin blank is not properly aligned during the striking process. These errors can range from slight misalignments to extreme cases where a significant portion of the design is missing. Depending on the severity and overall condition, off-center 1987 D quarters can sell for $75 to $300 or more. Double die errors are also sought after, though they are less common for this year. These occur when the die used to strike the coin has a misalignment during its creation, resulting in doubled images on the coin. Collectors look for doubling in areas such as the lettering or Washington's profile. Confirmed double die examples can command strong premiums, especially if the doubling is clearly visible without magnification. Clipped planchet errors are another fascinating variety. These occur when the metal strip used to create coin blanks is improperly cut, resulting in a portion of the coin missing. The curved clip is a distinctive feature that collectors recognize immediately. A 1987 D quarter with a noticeable clip can be worth anywhere from $50 to $200 depending on size and condition. Die cracks and cuds are also present in this series. These occur when the die begins to deteriorate, creating raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin's surface. While subtle die cracks may add only modest value, larger cuds can be quite dramatic and desirable, sometimes fetching significant premiums among error collectors. Collector interest in the 1987 D quarter has grown steadily over time, particularly as more people recognize the importance of condition rarity in modern coinage. Unlike older coins where rarity is often determined by mintage, modern coins rely heavily on preservation and quality. This has created a unique dynamic where even common coins can become valuable if they meet strict grading standards. The accessibility of this coin adds to its appeal. Many collectors enjoy searching through rolls of quarters or examining pocket change in hopes of finding a high-grade example or a valuable error. This treasure hunting aspect keeps the hobby engaging and accessible, allowing both beginners and experienced collectors to participate. The 1987 D quarter serves as a reminder that value in numismatics is not always obvious. It requires knowledge, attention to detail, and a willingness to look closely at what others might overlook.